gonna bust a cap in the nuns.
What?
What? What?
Alright, have fun with that start in the video.
But that was the video start.
Yep, there you
I
go.
was thinking like that movie, The Nun, where it's like, yeah, whatever, never mind.
Busting a cap and then none. No context, just that's the start.
You have to understand.
My fellow Americans, I swear, there were things leading up to that endeavor.
Yep, I was taken out of context by my opponents.
What was said before that, sir?
My fellow LARPing Americans. Today
It's come to my attention that a pro-ball and anti-ball clans formed in the government.
And there are significantly more anti-balls.
It's gonna be like that flippin' thing where it's like, oh, what color is the dress? Or do you
It's
hear?
not.
Yeah,
You're the only one who thinks
it's a ball, alright?
You're the only one who thinks that
It's got a fucking shadow. It's not a flip. What makes more sense, that it's a ball or it's a fucking it's a flat object? It's like half a sphere and it's got like a flat side for some reason, and it's just kind of tilted against the wall for no reason.
What makes more sense? That it's a ball with a flat side, or the fact that it has two shadows?
It is not a flat side. It is a goddamn shadow.
And why is it just...
two shadows?
Who puts a ball on a table?
Yeah.
Who puts like half a ball with one side that's
It's
flat on a table?
Have you ever heard of a snow globe?
It's you were joking when you said it was
Yeah,
a
but
snow globe.
you just described a snow globe.
It's not a snow globe either.
But you described one just now.
Okay, there's a lot. I'm done. Whatever. You bitches are never gonna accept my opinion. I don't know why I bother.
I'm gonna email the
Fucking.
creator.
It's wrong. There's no.
I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna email that whoever fucking made this game. I'm gonna email the artist.
Hey, what is this? Hey, I know you don't know who I am.
Good. I'm really liking the art. I was just studying the background, and I noticed that there's a ball here, and it's absolutely a ball because you drew a shadow for it.
Yo, yeah, because only balls have shadows. That's just a fact that everybody knows. Nothing else in this world can cast a shadow.
Everything else in that room had a shadow.
Yeah, it had two shadows then.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
By your logic, it would have had two shadows.
Oh my god. Fucking. Oh, you're fucking killing me. It was not two fucking shadows. Jesus Christ. It was. The dark side of the ball was the part that wasn't getting shined by the light. Jesus Christ. Fucking, I can't believe that came out of your mouth. What does it fucking have two shadows? I'm done. Read your line. Read your goddamn line.
You're better at being funny than I am.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
No.
Henry's better at being wrong.
I'm done.
You're gonna tell them.
Yeah.
Spent like 5 minutes arguing about this, and another 5 in the other video.
Asked Masha, wiping her tears.
Okay, we already tried going to the right. Let's go to the left.
But there's no town there.
And just a couple of days ago, there was no camp to the right. Maybe we shouldn't.
Lana sobbed quietly.
We have no choice. I won't stay here any longer.
We were just about to get moving when we heard noises approaching us from far away. I strained my eyes and caught a glimpse of someone coming down here down the road.
A bus!
Exclaimed Router with joy in his voice.
Shut up, you fool! That's not a bus! People are approaching!
I hissed at him.
Lots of people.
Oh, look at Masha. Her eyes are in interesting places.
What, cross-eyed or something?
Doesn't look right to me. Maybe it is, I don't know. Said Masha anxiously.
You're obviously not an artist, you don't know the details.
Could you imagine being in the middle of like this murderous apocalypse and you're just arguing about the most arbitrary things?
That was a sphere! Could you not? We have zombies chasing us right now. Bro, look at it, bro.
You were in the same room with me, dude. You saw what it was.
You're a faggot. Just calling each other like racial epithets at that point as they're getting mauled.
If you're one of the last humans on this earth, I would punch you in the face.
Let's make
Everyone
it
else
happen.
turned into fucking zombies.
It was utterly clear that we shouldn't stay here any longer. I turned around and saw someone approaching us down the road from the other direction too. Oh my gosh, it's so loud. The noise is getting
I heard
louder.
the grasshoppers.
It's so loud. The chirping of grasshoppers, although not their usual one, a much louder and distorted version, as if it had been passing through a guitar amplifier.
Run!
I shouted, but nobody moved.
Ah, screw it.
I grabbed Masha and Lena's hands and darted off back into the camp.
Good idea.
The girls were floundering in a stupor, so I ended up literally dragging them along. Literally.
Like ragdolls, just Masha's head bounced off a boulder. Like
She died. Having
Rip.
dashed to the square, I stopped to catch some breath, and only then did I realize the router had been left behind.
we have to go back to get him.
Masha screamed and shifted towards the bus stop.
Are you nuts?
I pulled her hand and forced her to stop.
You want us all to meet the same fate?
Lena was trembling so wildly that I felt my right hand shaking as it held hers.
Keep running.
Where to?
Don't know. Into the woods.
Returning to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin was not an option. My self-preservation instinct also suggested that we shouldn't stay here in the open area as well. We dashed towards the woods. Camera shake. I held the girls' hands tightly.
We're running.
They ran with difficulty, especially Lena, who was fat and weaving. What? She fell a few times, but I quickly picked her up, spurring her on with shouts and dragged her on.
Heaving? She's just vomiting behind
I just
us.
assumed it said heaving, so I went with the fat thing. Passing through the trees was the hardest part. Though the full moon was shining up in the sky, in the dark I was constantly running into snags, branches, falling into pits.
Jeez.
Nettles were slashing my... What is a nettle?
I thought it was those spiky things that get stuck on your clothes.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Nettles were slashing my legs and leaves were hitting me on the face, leaving painful scratches. My heart was pounding heavily. Every breath I took whistled painfully in my lungs. The blood was pounding so heavily in my head that it seemed like my skull was ready to burst from the pressure at any moment. I stopped feeling myself. My legs carried me forward by themselves. At least we ran out into a clearing and stopped. Exhausted, the girls fell to the ground and I sat on a fallen tree. Who were they? People or demons? Or something else? And where was that chirping sound coming from? I couldn't make them out in the twilight, but that was probably for the best. After I slightly recovered from my senses, I walked up to the girls. Lena was lying dead white on the ground. Seems like she completely lost it. Masha was sitting, hugging her knees and rocking from side to side.
We've got to do something.
I said as I sat near her.
It's too late. We're gonna die.
She whispered in a hollow voice.
We're still alive, that means there's still hope.
No, there's nothing now. It's all over.
I put my arms around her and held her tight.
No, it's not.
I will save you. I sat staring into the darkness of the forest. The grasshoppers could barely be heard now. If not for Masha's labored breathing, I would think I was dead.
Forgive me.
She whispered quietly.
For what?
For everything. For me being like that. For whatever we failed to achieve.
She's so happy about it.
It's not the right time for that now. That face of yours.
Yeah, I said tenderly.
We don't have much time left. So I'd say it's the right time.
She looked at me, and that's more than a faint smile.
Forgive me. If only I hadn't been so selfish in the first place. It's so hard to do sad and female voice.
I looked into her eyes, her bottomless, sorrowful so yeah, those look sorrowful, and I felt a hot tear crossing my cheek.
Hot.
Hot.
It's hot. Spicy. No, it's me who should be sorry.
I was totally ignorant of what to say in such a situation. I did so much wrong to her. caused her so much pain, and now, at the last minute, I can't think of anything other than an empty, "I'm sorry." I was overwhelmed with anger at my helplessness, at being unable to protect the only person I held dear.
You know, I always loved you.
Aw, Henry. I know.
She said quietly. Masha smiled again, although her face was trembling and tears were running down her cheeks.
And I still love you, baby.
I know.
I couldn't stand it. I longed to turn away, to close my eyes. But I can't afford weakness at this last minute. I leaned down and kissed her hard. Time stood still for us. This cursed pioneer camp, the dark
The
night.
resolution came back to the
Yep.
image. That's all I said.
Finally.
True love's kiss will break the spell.
Just what I needed.
You're welcome.
I can see clearly now the lag has gone.
All those hellspawn and even the bloody grasshoppers just ceased to exist. The whole universe ceased to exist. Just two of us were left. And Lana.
I mean, I already know we banged her, but apparently he thinks there's another big bang going on.
Theory. Just when I was almost willing to believe that it was all just a bad dream, the woods came alive with rustling. The foliage far away quivered, and a swarm of vague silhouettes emerged from the darkness. I still couldn't make them out, but I was certain that they were the same creatures that we'd seen at the bus stop. My whole body was stricken with dismay. I was afraid to breathe.
So this is how it ends.
Said Masha quietly and held me tighter.
This guy trying to win an award or something? Jeez.
No! This is not the end. Suddenly I realized that I will fight for her to the last drop of my blood, as long as there is the slightest chance of survival. I jumped up, hugged myself, and rushed over to Lana. Oh, okay.
I then proceeded to kick Lena into the zombies.
Take this!
It's dangerous to go alone.
She was lying, deathly pale with her eyes open, and she didn't seem to understand what was happening at all. I started shaking her by the shoulders.
Get up.
There was no reaction. I gave her a few slaps, and she let out a dull moan.
Get up now.
She likes it rough.
As I was aroused by Lana, she stared at me with a spaced-out look.
Let's run.
I grabbed the girls by their hands and rushed aimlessly. The further from them, the better. It's the same picture.
Oh, Shiggy.
I was tumbling down, getting up again, helping Lana and Masha to get up too, hewing through the dense foliage. Eventually, the noise faded, leaving us only with the quiet chirping of grasshoppers. The light flickered in the distance. What light?
The moon.
Oh, come on. This is a horrible place to be. Soon enough, we came out into a small clearing, completely sheltered by the trees. There was a building that somehow looked like a kindergarten. Have we not been here?
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, right? Like, don't we go alone for the Masha one?
Yeah, we go alone, and then
Do
we go into the bunker, right? And then...
Yeah, but
Shit, I don't remember.
It's at that point when, you know, everything kind of resets and goes to the Masha ending. Like, we didn't ever finish that part of the, like, quest. We just woke up back on the bus.
What is that?
I stammered.
The building of the old camp.
Said Lena faintly, as soon as she was slowly coming back to her senses. I stopped, hesitating. Sure, it was quite naive to think that we could find shelter there. It was obvious that we can't be secure anywhere with all that stuff that's happening. On the other hand, we were on the verge of collapsing, especially the girls. Ha, losers. I took a few hesitant steps towards the building. When the rustling from behind reached my ears, I froze in my tracks, unable to turn around. Oh my gosh, it's so loud again.
Even I can hear
It's
it.
so loud. The rustling was growing louder, and suddenly we heard the diabolical chirping. Holy tits.
Oh my
Why
god.
are they all Ulyana?
Ulyana clones. Also,
What?
that Ulyana in the back center, isn't that the original Ulyana?
Yes.
And yeah.
This one's drooling with its eye out. This one just, I guess, doesn't have an eye. This one
That one's Sans from Undertale, except the eye is red.
Yeah. This one just has no chin, and she's biting her lip because she's so angry about it. Other than that,
Cool.
that chirping is so annoying though. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. They all have worms in
Them.
their mouth though. Look, she has a worm in her mouth.
Wow.
No wonder they became zombies. They're eating worms. A crowd. Did I even read the? Who cares? A crowd was behind me. A crowd of little girls. My dream. Sorry.
Chris!
I'm sorry. I just really like
Not in
Ulyana.
the video!
Or rather, a crowd of Ulyanas. They were all exactly the same as that Ulyana I saw this morning, with the same torn face and horribly distorted smile. And all of them made the same hellish sound. What? The chirping of grasshoppers, a diabolical noise that chilled my heart. We froze where we stood, unable to take even a single step away. They have Asriel!
No! Those bastards!
All of a sudden, one of the Ulyanas came forward from the crowd and pulled the severed head of Router from behind her back. Hey, they have is that his mouth open?
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder what is it? He's just looking over her.
Oh.
A grimace of horror was permanently frozen on his face. Almost fainted as she started to talk. Hi there, Semyon. How you doing? Her voice felt like a bullet piercing right through my brain. I screamed and fled towards the old camp building, dragging the girls along. I must admit that back then I'd completely stopped thinking of Masha or Lana. Maybe they were also screaming. Maybe we're shackled by horror. I don't know. The most important thing now is to get as far away as possible from these monsters. We flew into the building, and immediately the ground disappeared under our feet, and I fell into darkness and died. Triple dot. I woke in complete darkness. My whole body ached, especially my legs. But somehow, I still managed to get up, leaning against the wall. The sound of the Ulyanas was nowhere to be heard, which calmed me down a little. I called out in a thin voice.
Masha, Lena,
Thin voice, definitely.
Masha, Lena.
I heard a movement nearby and felt someone gripping my leg. I instinctively jumped back, but at the same moment, a faint voice came from below.
Are we still alive?
Seems like it.
I helped Masha get up.
League of Legends just won multiplayer game of the year, by the way.
What?
What a load of shit.
Fortnite didn't win?
Fortnite got some best ongoing game of the year or something like that.
Ugh, that's not true. Am I right, fellow non-Fortnite gamers?
Damn right.
Hashtag.
Frickin' A right.
And Beat Saber just won VR game of the year.
What a surprise.
I can believe that.
Yeah. I mean, people liked it. I never really enjoyed it that much. It doesn't look that fun to me. But maybe I'd have to play it myself.
I'll keep my Guitar Hero, thank you very much.
Clone Hero.
That's my favorite rhythm game. Just my opinion.
Well, suddenly a bright light fired up a couple of meters away from me. I leaned against the wall, trembling, but immediately realized that it was Lena who had turned on a flashlight. Where did that come from?
Where did you get that?
Lena came closer, limping.
I took it just in case. Yesterday.
I took the flashlight from her and shone it around. We were in some kind of tunnel. The walls were lined with wires, unlit lamps were hanging from the ceiling.
Where are we?
I don't know. Looks like some kind of bomb shelter.
I looked up and saw a pretty formidable hole, beyond which one could barely make out the hallway of the old camp building.
Hey Masha, can I look at your formidable hole?
Also, that's totally Lena in that beginning thing. See the
I'm seeing the T-Taws.
curvature of the Tetons.
I'm inclined to agree.
And the
two mouses.
Yeah, I'm also seeing two cursors, but you know you can't get
Just
anything
not
about
picking up on Obi yet, but her fingies are in the same position too.
What?
Her fingies.
Her hands.
They're
Her
tang-
hands were on her
I know,
sides.
but they were
right?
tangled. Her fingies were tangled.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's Lena. Okay.
The floor had probably rotted with age, and we fell down here. At first glance, there was no way to climb back. Too high, and there's nothing to grab.
So what is there to do? Go further?
I asked, not really expecting an answer.
Fuck off, I had to improv, it didn't make sense.
It's fine.
I don't know, but we'll have to check.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
I shone the flashlight ahead of us and took a few uncertain steps. My whole body was covered in bruises and scratches, but I could still walk.
Ouch.
Lena cried out behind me.
What is it? I think I sprained my ankle. I'm laughing about it. Look, I'm laughing about it.
It's so funny, right?
Oh.
I was honestly expecting the next line to be something like the cliched, "Leave me behind, I'll only be a burden," but of course she could never say that.
Even though it's true. Okay, lean on me.
Daddy, I went over to Lena and offered her my shoulder. Soon enough, the stone walls gave way to wooden ones, and we ended up in some sort of mine.
Didn't we have to drop into another hole to get to the mine?
Yes.
This
But-
time, this one, we just kind of waltzed into it.
Well, we don't really know where we are this time. Like, what hole we fell through. Wait, yes we do. Well, it should have been the same hole. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Let's have a break.
Fine, jeez. Masha begged. I carefully lowered Lena to the ground and sat down nearby.
Well, at least those monsters are nowhere to be seen.
But for how long?
I sighed heavily and closed my eyes. Okay, just had to check.
What do you think is going on here?
Masha's voice was trembling, but she still sounded more or less confident. Looks like she's so exhausted and devastated that there's just no strength left for fear.
I don't know. And honestly, I don't want to know.
But we're gonna get out?
Definitely.
I couldn't see her face, but I was sure that she's smiling.
I could see her face and she wasn't.
That was the one time she wasn't smiling.
Suddenly, a flashlight blinked and went out. I hit it with my palm several times. The mine's walls lit up with a dim light once again, and I immediately realized that something was wrong. Lena was nowhere to be found.
Lena's disappeared.
I whispered.
Oh.
What? Nani?
Masha grabbed me by the sleeve, and I stared at the spot where Lena had been sitting a moment ago.
How? But how?
She started to cry quietly.
We will die. We will definitely die.
I also very much wanted to die. Darkness surrounded us all.
That's not what it said.
I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
That's not what it said.
Pretty sure it's closing in.
It's close enough.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Okay.
The flashlight was gradually dying, and with it, our chances of survival.
Get up, time to go. Battery's gonna die soon.
Left, right, left. A couple of minutes later, we came to a fork.
Oh,
What the hell? Is this some kind of labyrinth too?
I know the code. I hissed.
Let's go back, maybe?
No, no way.
Masha pressed against me even harder.
Where to, then?
I don't know.
But we had to choose anyway. And I
Just
decided to go
nonchalantly
right.
in the middle of a life or death drop. I don't
I'm sick of saying it, I don't know.
know.
Soon we came to another fork.
Where to now?
Let's stick to the direction we chose before.
We'd been wandering for too long. We had neither strength nor will left to move on. I was so terribly thirsty, I was ready to lick the moisture from the walls. Or your
yeah.
Maybe you
face.
have another
Nice
source of-
mineral water.
Got another source of moisture right in front of you, but oh well.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Hey, do you
see
want to
just
fork
a
at this fork, Masha? Mm-hmm.
a bit.
Oh, she wants to fork a bit.
We can't. We must keep going.
We can't fork now.
I know I offered,
Just
but we
a
cannot.
minute.
Wow, this has gone on way too long. Please stop. Oh my gosh, stop. Masha begged in anguish.
Oh, if you insist. Just skip it, I just said it pretty much.
She lowered her head onto my shoulder. Alright, that's enough
Oh.
forking. The flashlight
Don't
was
worry, I got the
blinking.
image.
The flashlight was blinking more and more often, so I decided to turn it off for now to save the battery.
This is it.
Yup. Guess you're right.
Surprise!
It's Ulyana.
Yeah, surprise.
I don't know how much time passed. I desperately wanted sleep. My eyes were closing by themselves. How did we
All I
first
know is
meet?
it feels like forever.
That was so long ago.
Do you remember?
I asked in a whisper.
What?
What? Masha's voice was trembling.
Is that green?
Yeah, we met on the 21st
Of
of...
September.
Yeah.
Why is Green Day playing at the Game Awards? Yes. That makes no sense.
She tried to laugh, but immediately began to cough, yeah.
His body's rejecting the Green Day.
I will sleep for a while, okay? I'll
Okay.
sleep for a while, okay?
Just for a while, or you'll sleep through the whole day again.
Well, but you will wake me up.
Of course.
I kissed her and closed my eyes. Oblivion was getting closer, but I didn't care. I was transported back in time to that very day. It's like a Family Guy episode where we go back in time.
I wouldn't know. I stopped watching the show.
Well, it's just to some obscure clip that isn't funny, because that show sucks.
Testify.
My whole body was aching. Perhaps my brain couldn't rest peacefully because it was distracted by the thousands of signals from my nerve endings. Somehow I rose and woke up Masha. After all, we were planning to survive. How long have I been in this mine? Fork after fork, tunnel after tunnel. Masha was whispering something all the time. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. It seems that I won't be able to handle even one more turn.
Oh.
Oh, this is the creepy one. But suddenly the flashlight highlighted a tight passage in the darkness, and soon we found ourselves in an open chamber.
Tight passage.
What is with you?
She's horny after all those thoughts about
I was
balls
kind
at
of...
the beginning.
Whatever.
Look.
Look!
Look!
Did you not hear me?
No, I heard you.
Okay, fantastic.
He didn't hear me either. Masha was pointing somewhere into the darkness. I flashed the light there and saw a neckerchief. Oh.
Uh-oh.
This is not.
No! Let's go!
That's a professional voice actor right there.
Hollywood hire him.
At last we got out of the labyrinth and found ourselves in a small room. There were broken bottles all over the floor, pipes stretched along the walls, and at the end of them were rusted valves, a mess of graffiti scrawled all over the walls.
I wish I could read the graffiti.
Suka
At least it's... I mean, it's too low res.
It says Suka Blia.
There's no way.
It does.
At least it's a change of scenery.
Pretty sure we've been told what it means already. By,
Yeah,
someone.
but I'd like to read it to confirm. I'm just gonna have to watch the video.
I guess you're gonna have
It's
to.
a thing I never do.
For you. Wow, what a
Oh,
dick.
really?
Or I
Screw
could
this
just send
guy.
you the image from the actual game.
That would suit me just as well.